These points I already covered. The basic threshold limit for registration will be 20 lakhs. The limit of 150 lakhs. The limit of 150 lakhs to small manufacturers, that limit will go. So everybody will be under the GST regime. Interstate branch transfers will become liable to GST. I will take that up in more detail. Supplies to SEZ units will be liable to GST. Of course, the ITC would be available. Sales in transit will become liable to GST. I know in the chemical market, there are lots and lots of transactions happening under sales in transit. Persons buy from, say a person is in Gujarat, one more person in Maharashtra, the third person has to deliver the goods at Bangalore. A, B and C. A is in Gujarat, B is in Mumbai, C is in Bangalore. A will tell to, B will tell to A, you directly dispatch the goods from Gujarat to Bangalore. So for the first transaction, A will charge to B CST 2%, and for the second sale between B and C, between Mumbai and Bangalore, there will be zero tax against sales in transit by exchange of forms, C forms and even forms. Right? So those transactions as of today, the second limb where it is in continuation, in a without the break of journey, during transit, if such goods are sold, then it's a sales in transit and they are not liable to tax, but under the GST scenario, they will become taxable. High seas sales, you might be aware of what is high seas sale. Somebody? High seas?
Export. Before it is shipped to the Indian coastal area, 15 nautical miles. Before the import, which is to the Indian customs, we make the sales to third party.
Right.
So that's become the high seas sales.
Right.
In the present scenario, there is no tax on the high seas sales.
Right. So when we are importing goods, before they cross the customs frontier, say we are importing goods from China. After importing the goods from China, before we pay the customs duty and clear those goods, if we get a customer who will buy the entire lot from us, we can make a high seas sale transaction, and that high seas sale transaction, before we take the delivery of the goods, through official customs channels, they have a HSS 1% point. There are some charges also for that by the customs department. They charge those, and you can sell those goods while they are still with the customs department or they are still on high seas, actually on the ship. That is why it is called high seas, right? While coming on the ship. If they are actually during transit before the delivery thereof is taken, then such transaction we can have a high seas sale transaction under the current tax regime. They are outside the customs frontier, means they have not entered into the land mass of India. इंडिया का प्रॉपर्टी में नहीं आया है, इंडिया के बाहर है, कस्टम्स स्टेशन पे आ गया होगा, लेकिन कस्टम स्टेशन से इंडिया के लैंड मास में नहीं आया है. टिल दैट टाइम इट इज अ हाई सीज सेल ट्रांजैक्शन. एज एट प्रेजेंट इट इज नॉट टैक्सेबल अंडर द VAT laws. Under GST there are differing views that whether this will be taxable or not taxable under IGST. My view today is that, I am telling today because this is what I can understand on today. My view today is that even under the GST regime, they will still not be taxable under the GST law, because the transaction takes place when the goods have not crossed the customs frontier of India. They are still outside India, and only in the point of time when they cross the customs frontier of India, the tax would be leviable and not before that. So I still feel that high seas sale should be outside the purview of GST, but I think we should still wait for further clarifications which come from the department. ITC matching will be there under GST, like we have for J1, J2 under VAT regime we have. We don't have it for excise. Sir, excise mein there is no transaction wise matching. Under service tax also there is no transaction wise matching, right Mahendra? नहीं है ना सर्विस टैक्स में. So that transaction wise matching is not there under excise and service tax. Under VAT till 15-16 in Maharashtra we had this J1, J2 party wise sales and purchase are uploaded and matching is there. In 16-17 we have a transaction wise matching has started, although it is not yet properly functional. The embed new automation system, how that matching will happen. But under the GST regime, yes, the transaction wise matching is going to happen. I'll tell you how when we come to the returns part of it. And there will be monthly returns. So now what are the proposed rates under the GST? The Arvind Subramaniam panel, the chief economic advisor, Arvind Subramaniam, that panel had proposed